Hey everyone, happy Thursday! I'm Clover Thursday and welcome back to my channel. We'll be doing something pretty fun today. Character design in Illustrator. It's happened. I'll say it. I like Illustrator. I'm understanding what it can do and realizing how, freaking handy it is, to complete, different projects. So that's pretty cool. Now, if it only liked me is the problem. It's a little bit one-sided, unrequited infatuation right now. But anyways, getting back to the project at hand is I had a sketch of this character in my sketchbook, and on a whim I thought I'd try and finish it completely in Illustrator. And I thought it was just a good challenge to keep pushing how I work in Illustrator, becoming more efficient and learning how to use all the features of it and to save myself time. Because even in past videos I've posted on this channel, I've been doing things the most inefficient way possible, and I feel like people who know how to use Illustrator were just screaming at their monitor like, what are you doing? You're making this so much harder for yourself. With that said, I just really tried to kind of figure out the program. And also, as a side note, I'm looking at kind of how I did last week's video. I am going to try and yammer less in my videos. Like, there'll be points of silence where I'll cut back in and just sort of talk about what I'm doing at that moment. But I'm gonna try not to just completely drone on for like 10-15 minutes over my video. I don't know. I kind of like it that way, a little less, building a little more atmosphere in my speed paints, I guess. I also think it's handy to be able to do this because I used to tinker a lot with After Effects in school, and it is totally possible to animate Photoshop files and rasterized images, but it is way easier and way more convenient when the artwork is done in Illustrator or another like vectorizing program. It just makes it a little easier to animate, especially if you're gonna do close-ups and stuff. It's nice to have a file that won't pixelate on you. So I'm just figuring out my plan of attack here. As you can see, I use the pen tool. I found it to be the easiest. I'd like to go back and figure out lighting for this character and do more shading and gradients and kind of fancier things, but I just wanted to get the basics down for now. Maybe I'll experiment more with this character. Wouldn't it be fun if like this character became sort of the subject of a lot of kind of Illustrator exploration? I don't know, just a thought. And the funny thing with Illustrator, I think I've mentioned this before in a lot of videos, not a lot of videos, but in some past videos, that Illustrator just makes me think a little differently. It almost feels like you're more assembling than drawing. Like, you're still drawing, but you're creating these pieces offhand, like off the page, building it, and then kind of placing it and assembling it on your artboard. Sort of what I did with the hands, sort of what I did with the eyes, of just drawing one and reflecting it. Just sort of things like that, which I wouldn't really think about doing when working in Photoshop. You're just in that mindset that you'll just draw everything. So in a sense, I think it's kind of good to be able to switch gears and kind of work with a program that makes you think a little differently. And then, when you go back to using Photoshop or working in a different method, you can kind of take things from what you learned from the other one and see if it can be applied there. I don't know. Does that even make sense? I don't know. And as you can see, I'm committing to my grayscale rule, especially when just sort of working with Illustrator, because I was already kind of thinking and trying to figure things out, so why complicate that with color? So, and after the grayscale, you know, that policy will never change. Actually, not never, but you know. I just did a quick selection of a palette and some colors, and Illustrator is really handy that you could actually, like, once I learned how to use the swatch panel, it was just like, it was great. So I was just sort of picking my palette and I dropped all the colors in, which was awesome. Never works so fast. And I thought I'd add a little something extra to this character. So like in my sketchbook, I had a sketch with them with some stars sort of around them, and I was like, ooh, that might be a cool thing. So I brought it into their pants and their mask, and still figuring out, you know, mastering some clipping masks and other things. Like, I find with Illustrator, it's like one tiny thing you forget to do and everything just doesn't work. But, you know, I got that figured out, and now I'm going in and just touching up shapes and refining them, and, you know, adding a bit of like cast shadow just for fun. Again, it wasn't a piece with like crazy lighting and gradients and all these effects on it, but I definitely wanted to, you know, make it feel complete, even if it was just basic flat color. And I think I got there. Oh, and I was about to I was like, when I was doing that crescent moon, I thought maybe I'd do a swatch of hair, like it was supposed to be like a bang, and I very quickly abandoned that idea, sticking with the original sketch. And speaking of original sketch, again, I had this character with some stars, so I put some around their legs, just to fill in that space. And of course, can you have some sort of cat character without whiskers? I don't know, not in my book. Yeah, and that just about wraps this up, actually. Just putting the finishing touches on things, really, and refining shapes, and adding a drop shadow, because why not? I think it just sort of completes it. But anyways, if you like this video, you know, feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And hit that bell if you want to stay in the loop. I post a new video up every single Thursday until further notice. If you want to support me, you can check out my social media links down below. You know, be my friend. But I'll talk to you later, y'all. So, bye. Take care.